there, welcome back. Today's video we are testing out the brand new Huda Beauty Naughty Nude Palette. This just arrived at my door and I was very curious about this one, so I wanted to go ahead and try it out on camera with you guys. So why don't we go ahead and get started. Alright, it's a brand new release from Huda Beauty. This is the brand new Naughty Nude Palette, and it's been a while since she came out with a larger palette like this. I'm trying to think of the last one. I think it was the Retrograde, if I'm correct. And that is actually one of my favorite palettes. I absolutely love that one. She's been coming out with a lot of the mini palettes. So I feel like it's kind of fun to see her come out with a larger palette. So this is supposed to be a play on her nude palette, the original one, but this one is like the naughtier version or the more sophisticated version of the nude palette. So I'm gonna go ahead and open it up to show you guys. So inside of it, you do have 18 different pans. There is a large mirror on here as well. And this is an interesting looking palette. We have some different textures going on. This one down here in the bottom, like, can we look at that pan? What is that? I'm so curious to swatch that one. It almost looks like, I don't know, like it's like growing fungus or something on it, but I know that's the way she intended it to be. So I'm just very curious to see the formula of this and see how it does wear on the eyes and everything like that. It does retail for $67, which I thought was kind of an odd price. I think that that's maybe the price. I want to say they were $63 though. I'm not exactly sure, but it's $67. It is available now. It's going on, the Sephora sale is going on right now, so this is a good time to grab this if you're interested in it because you can get that discount on it. But I am going to go ahead and try it out. She also did send over some brushes along with it. So we have nice eye brushes here as well, and these are the Naughty brushes. So these are also available. I'll have them linked down below as well. I do really enjoy the quality of her brushes. So it looks like there are 5 different brushes total. We have some fluffy brushes, shader brush, an angled brush, and another shader brush here as well. So I want to go ahead and swatch the palette just because I'm super curious. I'm going to swatch the shade Slippery with you guys because I want to see what this one swatches like first. Oh, it's weird. It feels like a putty, almost like a gel consistency. So I just want to swatch this one first with you guys, and then I'll go ahead and show you the swatches of the rest. Okay, interesting. Here's what it looks like. It's very sheer. Let me go ahead and grab a little bit more and see if we can't layer that. Yeah, it's like really sheer. It almost reminds me of like a gloss formula, but like really sheer. So it's kind of wet. It feels a little bit sticky. I will try it out in the eyes, but like from swatch wise, I don't really see much pigment there. I don't know how that's gonna look on the eyes, but let me go ahead and swatch the rest of the shades. All right, the swatches actually kind of surprised me. Some of these shades are a lot more foiled than I thought they would be. So here are the swatches of all 18. I still have that one swatch here on the side there. You can't even really see it now, but here are the rest of the shades. A few of the mattes do look similar to each other, but they all look pretty nice and pigmented. They glided on smooth. I'm pretty excited about these swirl pans. I think a lot of these swatched really nicely as well. So let's go ahead and start testing it out on the eyes. I am gonna zoom you guys in. A lot of you have been requesting I zoom in when I do the eye look, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, nice and zoomed in for you guys. So we are gonna start with our eye base. I'm just gonna use the CoverGirl Undercover Concealer. This one is actually one of my favorites to use as an eye base, and I just feel like it's nice and thick. It does a nice job of canceling everything out, and it also does a nice job of letting the eyeshadows adhere really nicely to it. I normally don't set this down. I just kind of blend it out with my fingers, and then I'll go over it with my sponge as well. So I'm just gonna take this sponge here from Purlisse and just tap over this. I kind of do it with my finger first so that I get a little bit more payoff, and then just make sure it's blended with my sponge. Okay, now to start this eye look, I am going to go into the shade, let's do Filthy first, this first pink sheer shade right here, and we'll use this as our first color. And I'm just taking, this one is called the Naughty Sweeper, and I'm gonna take this one into my crease. This brush seems nice and large, so it's gonna work really well to get the canvas of your lid picking up a little bit more. I like these dusty pink shades. They're some of my favorites. I love a good pink look. You guys know that I do them a lot. The shade seems to be blending nicely. Huda's formula is one that I do really enjoy, especially her larger palettes. I really like her Obsession palettes, but I feel like there's something special too about her larger palettes. I normally like those a lot. Like I said, the Mercury Retrograde palette is one of my favorites. I also really enjoy the Desert palette as well. So I have high hopes is what I'm implying, but there's that shade all blended out. I'm gonna use the same brush. I'm gonna go into the shade Hypnotic right here. And I'm also going to work the shade onto my crease as well. I'm being a little messy with this because I am doing my eyes first, so we can always sharpen up the edge if I need to or anything, but this seems to be working nicely with that first shade. Just kind of gonna build up a little bit of a gradients here, and then we'll go into some of the deeper shades. I don't know if you noticed, but I have like this satin. This is actually a robe that they sent over. So it has nice on one side and naughty on the other side, which I think is super cute. So next I'm gonna actually take a little bit of a smaller brush here. This is the angled brush. This one is called the Naughty Diffuser. And I'm gonna go into the shade Rough right here. And I'm just gonna work this shade also in my crease. But I'm gonna focus this here more on the outer corner. I don't normally love like angled brushes like this for my eyes. I just feel like they're a little awkward. I do love them, however, for like nose contour. I feel like they work so well for that. I mean, they do the job. They're just not my favorite if I'm like choosing what type of brush I like to go in with. So I'm just packing this on and then blending it out. Seems to be blending nicely with the other shades. So no issues so far with the mattes. They seem to be blending nicely. Okay, now I'm gonna take this smaller brush. This one is the Naughty Blender, and I wanna try the shade Spicy right here because this one looks really pretty. It's like a plum purple shade, a little bit deeper than a plum, but I wanna try this just on the outer edge. See how this works. Sometimes the darker shades are a little bit harder to blend, so we'll see how this one blends. So again, kind of packing it, and then I'll start to work in smaller motions to blend it. Seems like it's blending nicely though. It doesn't look harsh at all. Sweeping it a little bit on the lid here in the middle, but I don't want it to be on the middle. I want to focus this just on the edge, but I'm kind of just doing this motion just to help blend out those edges. Okay, so once we've got that shade on, I do want to work with the shimmers. There's so many options in here, but I know I want to try the Slippery shade. I think I'm going to use that one more as a topper, but I want to go into this one right here, Flower Power, and try this shade out. It looks so pretty. It's like a golden yellow. I want to use this on my finger here. And Huda has such a good shimmery formula. Like, do you see how foiled that is? It's no wetness, like just my finger. This one is so pretty. I love how it has the different swirls. Like, you can definitely tell the dimension that it has to it with these swirl pans. Okay, really loving this look so far. I think it looks really nice. So I want to try the shade Slippery. I don't know how I want to do this. I think I'm going to put it on over top of that and see if we can't get any color payoff. It's weird because it has like a stickiness to it, like almost like a wet look. See it a little bit there. I'm kind of just tapping it over top over here. I feel like this would be, it's kind of almost taking away the color. Like a good prepper, like let's do, since we put that on, let's actually take the shade right here, Proactive, and let's take a little bit of that and tap that right on top of that other shade. That might just like make them a little bit more foiled. Yeah, I think that that's going to be more of something I'll use more as like a base because it is a little bit more sticky. I think it'll help the shadows really adhere to the other colors. I'm not sure if that's the way she intended that. I'll have to go back and watch. I haven't like really watched any tutorials or anything that she's put out on that yet, so I'll have to go back and watch and see if that's how she intends it to be. But I'm going to go into the shade Filthy again here, the pink, and I'm just going to use this to help just blend out any of these harsh edges. I just think we're looking a little bit choppy on this side. Kind of just work that up here again just to help blend. Okay, for lower lash, I really want to try the shade Passion, but this one looks like it has like some blue to it. And when I swatched it, it looked way more blue than I thought it was going to be. I was going to use this brush, but this brush is kind of awkward. We'll try it. But yeah, it has like a hint, like a duochrome shift to it, almost like a blue. I'm going to use this for the lower lash line. You see how it has like just a hint of blue in there? I think it's really cool. The shade, this brush is like awkward. Like, I don't know what this is for. It says Naughty Contour. So maybe like to work in your crease. I'm not really sure. It's kind of a weird brush. Unless if it's tended for like nose contour. That's cool. It has like I said, those hints that kind of give it a fun shift. I bet this one would be really pretty over like a black base. I could just see that working out so well. Okay, and then for inner corner, I'm going to take this shade. This is the Naughty Shader brush, And I'm gonna go into the shade Tandric right here, this one, the gold, and use that just for the inner corner. Give a little bit of a highlight there. And that looks really pretty too. Loving this eye look, I think it's so fun. I'm gonna go ahead and give my lashes a quick curl, and then I'm gonna go in with this is her Legit Lashes mascara. So this one is like the double-sided, so I'm first gonna go in with the curl and length side. Grab this mirror so I can see here, and I'm going to apply this to my lashes. So that is the first side, and I'm gonna go ahead and add the volume side. Okay, after mascara, here is the finished eye look. Love the way this turned out. I love that there's like the hint of gold, then it goes into the pink, then it fades into like the maroons. I think it's so gorgeous. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my face makeup, and then I'll get into my final thoughts on the palette. Okay, and I am back after applying the rest of my makeup. I am wearing the Fauxfilter stick foundation. I've really been enjoying this one. By far my favorite stick foundation I've tried. But let's talk about the Naughty Nude Palette. I really like how this eye look came out. I think it's so pretty. The shimmers are what steal the show for me. Those just look so foiled, so beautiful. They have just like that sparkle to them that Huda's shadows have, and I just love that so much in her formula. The mattes were really easy to blend out. I didn't have any patchiness or any issues. They all blended really nicely together. I think that this color story is very beautiful, and I think it will be very nice on a lot of different skin tones, and I think a lot of people will love this color story because it's not too neutral, but it's also not too daring, you know? I feel like you can get a lot of like everyday looks out of this, but also kind of vamp it up with those glitter shades and kind of with the darker, deeper shades in here. So I do think it's nice. I'm not sure what I feel about the slippery shade. This one for me, I don't know that I'll get a lot of use out of because I didn't really see it show up on my lid. It is a tackier base, so I guess I could adhere the shimmers to it, but they don't really need it, you know? They're pretty shimmery on their own. Aside from that shade, I did really enjoy the palette, and I would recommend it. I know it is a little hefty at the $67 price, but I know, like I said, Sephora is doing their sale right now, so you can get an additional discount on this if you are interested. Again, I'll have a link down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this little impromptu review and you found it helpful in some way. I always love doing these for you guys, and I have so much fun at testing out new makeup, and I just know you guys enjoyed them as well. So thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.